the core of this is ta'lif. And this is why of all the things we do, the mosques we build, the schools we build, the books we write, the attempts we do to make Islam known to ourselves and our people and to serve others, all the things that we do, the most important thing is the heart. And this is what you have to always pay attention to. And, look at your heart. Be aware of your heart. See how things register on your heart and judge yourself on that basis. This is really important because this is what it's about. And the more pure our hearts become and the more filled with knowledge and light, then the more amazing will be the things that we do. Allah Azza wa Jal is the bestower of bounties. He is the one who is the giver of gifts. Everyone in this room, He gave the gift of existence. Do you realize how miraculous that is? Because almost no one does. That you exist among an infinite series of possibilities, of other identities that could have been in that place instead of you. And you are not random. You are you. You are you. And you are the only you that could have ever been and that will ever be. And it's not just that you're a particular configuration, of atoms and molecules and cells who was given a certain name by a certain mother and father. No, that's not the reality. You are an identity, and no one before you or after you could ever have that identity. This is who you are, and this is your sir. This is your secret. And you want to realize that as fully during this short life as you possibly can. We ask Allah to wake us up. And we ask Him to let us get our hearts right and, to work together. But this is what's really important, And when we look at our hearts, among the most important thing is how do you look upon the gifts that are given? Okay, so, mashallah, you are who you are. You may be handsome, you may be beautiful, you may be not as handsome as others, you may be not as beautiful as others, you may be very articulate, you may not be, you may be very good at cooking, you may be very good at building, you may be very good at teaching, you may be very good at electronics or at computers or medicine or whatever it is, but all of us have gifts that are showered upon us. Existence, life, consciousness, that are beyond words. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. As Allah says twice in the Quran, if you were to account the blessing of God, singular, it doesn't say the blessings of God, one blessing of God, your existence, your eyesight, your consciousness. In fact, one of the great commentators, he says, when we talk about the ni'mah of God, the one, then we mean the Prophet Muhammad because he is the greatest of all blessings. Can you imagine how great that blessing is? No, you can't. You will know someday. You will know someday. He is the blessing of blessings. But all of the blessings we have, they are innumerable. That's why it's very important to count your blessings. Aren't you alive? Don't you see? I know that you have 1,000 problems. And I know that some of you also have tragedies in your life. And sometimes you face difficulties that are a great pain to you. And they don't ever seem to go away. And they may seem to even get worse. And sometimes you wonder, where is the light at the end of the tunnel? Will I ever be out of this situation? And it seems like no. And all of us who've lived longer lives than some of the young people. We know that sometimes you get locked into a conflict or a tribulation. Might go on for 8 years, might go on for longer. And it's like there's no way out of this. When will there ever be a way out of this? Just have to be patient. Okay? And then it's over, and it's almost as if it didn't happen. You walk away from it, and maybe you forget it. So we all have to count our blessings. But one of the most important things for the heart is that ability to count blessings. And you had things, maybe they were taken away. You had wonderful experience, or maybe you didn't have wonderful experiences. You still have so many blessings that if you were to count them, you would not be able to do that at all. They are too great. Did you know that among the blessings you have, وَآتَاكُم مِّن كُلِّ مَا سَأَلْتُمُوهُ, and He gave you of everything that you asked for. What did you ask for? The things you asked for. Everything Allah asked for, He gave you something of that. And asking is not just by the tongue. Asking is also by I want, I need. I want an education, and maybe you got one. I want to get married, and maybe you got married. And if you didn't, maybe you will. Okay? He gave you of everything that you asked. And again, one of the subtleties of Arabic, and the Sahaba understood this very well, is that this has in it ellipsis. And it has in it, He gave you of everything that you asked and everything you didn't ask. That's ellipsis. وَمَا لَمْ تَسْأَلُوا. The Sahaba understood that because they knew the Arabic language. It's got this incredible power of ellipsis. Did you ask for the sun? Did you ask for the moon? Ever? Did you ask for the rain? Did you ask for, springtime? Did you ask for flowers to bloom in the spring? And everything about this world around you is finely tuned for you, not for anyone else. The distance between the earth and the moon is so precise, it's like it couldn't be a hair's width more exact. And if it were not, things would be different. In the world of atoms, the protons and the electrons have to be perfectly balanced. And they can be a little bit out of balance. The electrons, negative charge, and the protons, positive charge, they've got to be almost identical. They can be a little bit off. How much? 1 part to 100 billion parts. If any of these atoms didn't have that fine, perfect tuning, what would happen? It would explode. If the atoms here got off just 1 part to 100 billion parts, this would all blow up like an atom bomb. And who's that for? For you. This world was created for you to live in it. And whether you know it or not, you are the center. No matter how much you think of yourself or how much you don't think of yourself, you are the center. So these are all blessings for you. The trees are for you. The birds are for you. The sun is for you. The stars are for you.